Hey guys, um, hope you all are doing well. It's been a while since I've made a video. I've tried to make them, but I kept getting interrupted or it was too noisy, so I didn't really get to finish. But now I have time to make a video. I want to talk about abuse. It's a very big subject, and I just thought I would, talk about it from my point of view, just what I think about abuse and all that. So if this is going to be triggering for you, then please don't watch any further. I don't want you to, get upset. But I hope that you are able to watch. So no biggie, just do what's best for you. Okay, so, what is abuse? And basically, abuse is, acting in a cruel, violent manner towards another person and or animals. And I think that the definition covers basically all the types of abuse, just a basic definition. So I wanted to talk about I wanted to say that for me, abuse is not okay, no matter who you're talking to, no matter what, your reasons are. Abuse is not okay. And I think a big issue that's out there is that a lot of people believe that there's no such thing as emotional abuse. There's no such thing as verbal abuse. They only see abuse as like if you get hit or perhaps if you get raped or molested. But then there are some people that think certain people can't possibly be raped. So I just kind of wanted to clear the air and just, say what I think about that. So first of all, abuse is abuse. It just is. It's harmful no matter how it's dished out. And it does affect that person and the people around that person. So, I'm not trying to get you to believe that. Whether you believe that or not, that's up to you. But the fact is, abuse is wrong. So, I want to start with physical abuse. So, it doesn't matter who is doing the physical abuse. Hurting someone intentionally is abuse. Even if you get really, really angry about something, hurting them is abuse. And no, that person does not deserve it. Doesn't matter how badly you want to hit somebody. The thought of it is one thing. The acting on it is another thing. And I just want people to be clear that it's all abuse. It's all abuse. So it's not the victim's fault. It is the responsibility of the person doing the abusing. All of that they're pounding down onto whatever, whether it's a family member, a spouse, a friend, it doesn't matter. All this, whatever it is, that is the perpetrator's baggage. That's not our baggage. That's not your baggage. It's the perpetrator. It's the person doing the hurting. So no one deserves to be hit. Over the smallest little things that, some people seem to think it's okay. Like, say you're married and your husband comes home and, you've been busy all day and you're cooking dinner, but dinner's not exactly ready at the specific time that this person wants to eat. Say it's 5 minutes later. that person is now going to abuse their wife because of that. Really? um, that's not okay. That's not a good enough reason. There is no good enough reason just to walk up to your wife and smack her around. That's just not okay. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, well, what about self-defense? Well, self-defense is not what a lot of people think it is. Self-defense is stopping somebody from hurting you. You can defend yourself without ever hurting someone. So if you want to know about that, check out a self-defense course. Just check it out, talk with the people, and find out what it's about. Fighting is fighting. Self-defense is different. Now, getting back to it. Some people have actually died from being beat up so bad. And it's just something that I just don't agree with it. I mean, it doesn't... What is the point? You know? Does it make that person feel better? I mean, I don't know. But it's not okay, and it's not my fault. It's not your fault. It's that person or people's fault. Them. So if you can, try to let go of that baggage because it isn't yours. Now, the next one I want to talk about is sexual abuse, and that is not okay either. Now, I have heard and read things about people's comments about rape, and some people think or believe that if you are a prostitute, you can't be raped. If you're in a relationship, you can't be raped. Well, let's go back to the definition of abuse. Abuse is acting cruelly to another person. You're being dangerous towards that person. So even if you're in a relationship, even if the person is a prostitute, if they say, no, I don't want to do this, after that has been said, if the advances still continue, well, it's rape and or molestation, depending on the situation. And if it's a prostitute that happens to be saying that, well, guess what? It's still rape. You can still say no to somebody, but if they continue to do it, that is rape. If you're in a relationship and your spouse or partner or whatever starts doing stuff and you say, no, I don't want to, no, even if you're married, even if you're together, after you say no, then it's rape and or molestation. It's really as simple as that. It really is. But I'm not here to change people's minds. I'm just here to, try to reach out to the people who might benefit from what I have to say. Okay, so that being said, physical abuse and sexual abuse can play a huge part in your emotions, how you feel about yourself, how you view the world, how you view other people. It takes a toll on people. And it's unfortunate, but once you've been raped or beaten to a pulp, like repeatedly over and over and whatnot, you really don't trust people after that. You might want to trust them, but there's always, for me, there's always a part of me that's like, I want to trust them. I do trust them, but it's like I'm always waiting for the other shoe to drop. And there's always going to be a part of me that is always going to be like, well, can I trust this person? Even if I do trust the person. And that is an effect that I had, just one effect that I had about what happened to me. And it crushes your self-esteem. and sometimes you don't have the ability to go and talk to somebody or to figure out what's going on, because sometimes people won't let you leave the house, or there's just so many factors that go into it. But bottom line is that both of those abuses cause emotional abuse and emotional distress and turmoil in the victim. And you can also be abused emotionally without being raped or beaten. So, and what I mean by that is, like, if you repeatedly call, your wife a slut, or accuse them of cheating, or, call them a lousy housekeeper, or call them a bad mother, all this, whatever, all these examples, that's emotional abuse. And it's also verbal abuse. These all kind of interlace and go hand in hand. They do. And some people think that that is not abuse. Well, did they hit you? No. Did they sexually abuse you? No. Well, then it's not abuse. Yes, it is. Because it's purposely being cruel and violent to another person. You're purposely trying to hurt them. That's abuse. That is what it is. And I think that abuse kind of gets, it's not taken as seriously as I believe it should be. In recent years, things have, stepped up a little bit, but there's a lot of, to me, I feel like there's a lot of a societal view that, like this, like, say somebody says, well, so-and-so raped me. Well, say that person happens to be principal of a school. Well respected, well liked, has done a lot for their community. And a lot of people will be like, you're lying. He would never do something like that. And then they basically tell that person that they're lying, they're the problem. And some people will even go as far as to say that you're the one that went after that person. I saw a movie where it was a teenage girl, and it was like, I think it was the coach of the school raped her, and she went to tell somebody, and the whole entire town, she lived in a small town, the whole entire town was against her. They didn't believe her. And that is something that does happen, where people don't believe the victim. And I don't understand that. But to me, a victim is a victim. So if you're being raped, doesn't matter by who, it's rape, it's abuse, and it's wrong. And these people know it's wrong. They know it's wrong. But imagine what emotional effect that has on the person who was raped or beaten or whatever. Because you have this prominent person in the community, and then you have this other person who might not be so prominent accusing somebody of a harsh crime. Now, I understand that there are people out there who lie about being raped and stuff like that, but most people who tell you that they've been raped, they have been raped. They have been abused in some way. So, people will kind of turn against the victim and side with the perpetrator. Oh, this person would never do such a thing. So when you say that, guess what you're telling that victim? You're lying. They would never do that, so obviously you must be lying. It's not that simple. Let's put it this way. The people that you least expect to hurt someone like that are the people you need to watch out for, because they're always people they're good at talking to people. They're very charismatic. They're loved and respected by a lot, their town, and they're those people are the ones you need to watch out for. I'm not saying those are the only people, but what I'm saying is a lot of people that do rape tend to be prominent people. And that works too with, serial killers and stuff like that, but that's a whole different topic. But anyway, abuse is abuse is abuse is abuse. Self-esteem goes with your emotions. Being beaten, that's gonna stay with you forever, especially if you're a child. Being raped or molested. Can you imagine what it is like for a 4-year-old to be raped and or molested? I mean, it doesn't matter how old or young you are. It is wrong. And you, the victim, are not wrong. I hear you. I know you're not lying. And I know that people might think you are, but what matters is what you know, what you believe. So some people might not believe it, some people might, but I guess I just wanted to talk about it because it's so prevalent. It's so prevalent. And I think it kind of gets glossed over a bit. Yes, there are people who are out there, trying to catch these guys and or girls, but it's not easy, and it leaves lasting effects. I mean, lasting effects throughout your life, and you have to constantly work on yourself and really try to work through all of those emotions, all of those fears, everything, so you can come out at the other end of the tunnel. So you can leave all that back there with that person. So, yeah. So just remember, abuse is not okay. Don't let anyone ever tell you that you're lying about being a victim, about what happened to you. You know what happened. That person or people know what happened in any kind of abusive situation. And, find some people who are supportive of you. It's good to, try to find somebody at least. And I just the last thing I want to say is that love doesn't hurt. So if there is somebody in your life that is constantly trying to hurt you in an emotional way, in a verbal way, in any kind of way, can be a combination, could be one, that is not love. It's not. Love doesn't hurt. Otherwise, it would be called pain. Somebody who punches you in the face and then says, "Oh, but I love you." That is not love. Love would have been hugging you and saying, "Hey, how was your day?" That's love. That's caring. That's compassion. That's showing interest in the other person. That is love. So the next time someone treats you in a way like that, puts you down, whatever, just remember what I said. That's not love. That is abuse. And I'm going to choose to walk down the path of love. That's the only way I could think of it. Because when someone hits you, they're not showing love. When someone rapes you, they're not showing love. When someone tears you down and basically stomps on you and grinds their foot into the ground with you, emotionally and verbally, that is not love. Okay. Well, that's what I wanted to say. I hope everyone out there is doing well. And I love you guys so much. And I will see you in my next video. All right, take care, guys. Bye.